Way down among Brazilians, coffee beans grow by the billions, so they've got to find those extra cups to fill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
Yeah, coffee time for everybody out there who's drinking their coffee and thinking, I'm okay to do this, right? Well, there is good news, a new study suggesting that, guess what? You can add, and I'm not making this up, you can add apparently up to 2 years to your life by drinking coffee. Dr. Joe Schwarz is here. Joe, I sent you these articles earlier in the day today. You've had a chance to look at them. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. These have been making the news. Anytime something comes out about coffee, people get interested because so many people drink it. But I'm getting tired of all these studies being buffeted about.
Why, Joe?
Telling us about the dangers of caffeine, and then forget that, look at the benefits of the polyphenols, and then never mind that. What about the solvent that is used to remove the caffeine in decaffeinated coffee?
What?
And then, what about the acrylamide that's present, which is a carcinogen that's present in coffee? So, you can make a case for coffee to be the ultimate poison, or you can make a case for it to be the most healthy thing, just by cherry-picking some of these scientific studies.
But now, Joe, this one I sent you, this is a review of more than 50 studies on coffee. Surely that's worth something.
It is. It is also interesting, with scientific papers, when you look at the end of the paper, there's always a paragraph there about, why the results may be somewhat suspect. And when we look at the end of this paper, says the authors noted the positive effects they observed were relatively minor. In other words, coffee was associated with better health outcomes and lifespans, but only slightly. Plus, the review was based on epidemiological observational studies, so we can't be sure whether these links are due to the health benefits of coffee or other factors, such as socioeconomic status. So, that comes from the authors themselves. So, when you make observational studies, this is the constant problem, is that it's so difficult to correct for confounding variables, because people who drink 2-3 cups of coffee a day will have a totally different lifestyle from people who don't drink coffee, and in some parts of the world, they don't drink coffee at all. They drink tea. So that will confuse the study. But anyway, one thing that is consistent here, which we see in all of the coffee studies, is that if you're drinking 2-3 cups of coffee a day, it is more likely to be beneficial than detrimental.
Excellent. I would stop you there so you don't keep telling me that it's not good because other people say it's not good.
You're right. I mean, and also, as you know, I hesitate to constantly keep evaluating every drop we drink and every morsel we eat as, is it good for me or is it not good for me? It's the overall diet that matters. And even sometimes things that, are not good for us, once in a while you have them because life is
there you go.
It's like, I'll tell you so. I'll admit to this. I went to the hockey game last night.
And you had a hot dog?
I did.
I knew it.
I did.
How many?
And just one.
How many, Joe?
I also had a smoke meat sandwich.
What? You had a smoke meat sandwich and a hot dog at the hockey game?
And a hot dog.
Wow.
And
better living through meat. Okay.
The smoke meat sandwich at the Bell Center isn't even good. So,
should have had an egg roll. Yeah.
The hot dog is okay. Although it certainly doesn't match the hot dog that we used to get at the Old Forum.
That's because you just don't believe that. They're probably exactly the same. But anyway.
Well, no, they at least at the Old Forum used to get it hot.
Oh, that's
Here,
true.
They're just sitting out there for you to take.
Fair
anyway, so once in a while, it's okay.
Can I keep eating pita chips? Are those okay for me?
Pita chips are great.
Excellent.
Pita chips
are
great.
Okay. I love those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I should point out in this coffee thing that I sent you, one of the lines, I love this line. It says coffee also seemed associated with better muscular, heart, mental, and immune health. A bit of a reach there, but I liked it so.
Yeah, well, I think going to the gym will do more for your strength and your immune.
Very hard to find coffee in the gym. I think that's a huge oversight. Okay.
Yeah.
Beyond coffee, let's move from that. What else you want to talk about?
Yeah, Well, maybe actually we can talk a little bit about protein because a question that comes up very often is the amount of protein that people should eat. Because, you see protein everywhere now, right? You see protein cereals,
shakes,
protein shakes, you see protein bars all over the place. Because people think that muscles, which are made of protein, can be increased by eating more protein. It doesn't work like that. If you want to increase your muscles and your muscle strength, you've got to do the work. You have to do strength exercises. Now, it is true that you have to have an adequate intake of protein, but that isn't so hard to do because if you're getting 70, 80 grams of protein a day, that's all you need. The extra is not going to build any more muscle. So, of course, the question comes up, what does that mean? How do you get 70 to 80 grams of protein? But just to give you an idea, a chicken breast, like a 5-6 ounce chicken breast, which is what one would normally eat, that's 50 grams. A glass of milk has 8 grams of protein. A serving of Greek yogurt is 15. So you're already there at your daily requirement. I mean, if you have a salad and you put an egg in the salad and you put some tofu in the salad, I mean, that can give you 30, 40 grams. So
and how much do you need in a day? What's the recommended level you set off the top?
70 to 80 grams. Yeah.
So a chicken breast pretty much gets you all the way there.
Yeah, it gets you a lot.
Okay.
Leap towards it, yeah. So the idea that you got to have more protein to build muscle is just not true. You got to do the exercise. And if you have the 70, 80 grams of protein a day for your normal exercise, it's fine. Now, if you're going to be an Olympic weightlifter, that's a different story. Then you probably need 100, 120 grams of protein a day. But people overdo it. They have a protein shake in the morning, then they have a protein bar for snack.
Yeah.
And then they have chicken or fish, whatever. So really in North America, there's not a big problem with protein intake. And even with, junk food, which we call junk food, hamburgers, hot dogs, etc. I mean, it's not the protein content that's deficient. There's plenty of protein in there. It's, unfortunately, in those cases, it's what you get along with the protein. It's the fat and the sugar that comes along with it. Or, if you just eat a handful of nuts, well, of course, depending on how big your hand is, that can be, 10 to 15 grams of protein in there.
Two handfuls, you're halfway there. 2 handfuls of nuts. Regarding on that,
right?
By the way, I love nuts. Any difference in the nuts? I mean, I know that walnuts are supposed to be the best, but a nut's a nut, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The only thing you have to be mindful of is that nuts are also high in fat.
Right.
So if you're watching your caloric intake,
but fat's not bad for you just on its own.
No,
right?
And in fact, the kind of fat that you have in nuts is unsaturated fat, so that's okay.
You're off to the races.
So the worry there isn't about the fat; it's about the calorie content of the fat. If you're watching your weight.
Okay. Joe, we're going to leave it at that. We've covered nuts and coffee and protein. I think we did a lot in the time that we have.
Okay.
And I think good for you to admit that you had a hot dog and a smoked meat sandwich. I think that's important for people to know that you're a human as well. And I thought, given the coffee story that started this all, this would be a good way to close the piece. Joe, here you go. Thank you.
And the hot dog tastes much better when they win.
I love tea. I love the jive and it loves me. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup.
Enjoy your coffee. Live longer.